Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tolani. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about things to consider before signing that offer letter. Now you have nailed the interview. The employer is happy to give you that job, your dream job, the job you've been waiting for. But wait, do you just sign that paper, or there are things to look out for before you actually put a pen to that paper? So today I'm going to discuss a few things that you need to look out for before you accept that job offer. I know when you get that job offer, because you've been waiting for a long time, because you've been dreaming of relocating and moving out from your country, then you might be tempted to just sign it, but you have to read it and understand it before you sign it. Okay, now after passing your interview, of course, they'll give you an offer letter that will state how much money you're going to get in the UK, and then all the conditions of your employment and all the things that you need to know before you come. And please read that offer letter. And then now the first thing that you want to know and want to check, which is important, is to check if the company is going to pay for your visa fees and also your flight to the UK. And the reason is because nowadays companies have lost a lot of employees in the UK. People resign, people change jobs so frequently. So companies have invested a lot of money, and now losing the people, it means they lose the money. So most companies now want you to pay for your own visa and for your own flights, even though they will still give you a sponsorship. But there are still companies, in fact, majority of the companies will still pay for your visa and for your flight. So you need to check whether the company is going to do those things, because if you don't have money to pay for yourself, signing that offer letter will not help you, because you will not be able to fly to the UK or even to apply for the visa. So that's the first thing that I'll say you have to check. And you can actually communicate with your agent to ask them what the company is going to cover for you. Mainly, most companies don't cover for your exam fees while you are still outside the UK. They will help you with the OSCE once you are in the UK, but the only thing that they are likely to pay is for your visa fees and for the flight fees. So that's the first thing you want to check before you sign the letter. The second thing that I think is very important, and I've seen it recently affecting a lot of people who are already in the UK, is the notice period should you want to leave your employer. I know when you are still outside the UK, you never have the thoughts of you leaving your job in the UK and looking for another job, but companies differ and environments are different. You may come here and then you maybe don't like where you're working, or maybe you feel you're not treated well, or maybe you don't fit in and you like probably to change an employer whilst you're in the UK. So it's very important to look for the notice period and know exactly how many months are you supposed to be serving your notice before you leave. So normally it's a month's notice, but most companies now, because of the high turnover of staff, they now require 12 weeks notice period, which is 3 months. So I'll advise you that if you see that 12 weeks notice period on your offer letter, negotiate it down. You can talk to your agent to talk to your employer on your behalf to reduce it to a normal 1 month notice. Because the thing is, guys, I know it feels like 3 months is nothing, but if you're in a toxic environment, if you're in a place where you don't like working, 3 months will be like, it will be so much, and you don't want to actually sign a contract to say that I agree to serving 3 months notice, and when you come to the UK, you want to resign and you just want to leave after a month. And because this will have implications on your practice at some point, depending, because if you check your NMC code, it does state that if you leave your employer stranded, it may cause or it may affect your residence or your patient, which now will be like you are breaching your code of conduct as a nurse registered with the NMC. So it's very important to negotiate that down. Please just try to negotiate it down. I would never myself sign a contract that has a 3 months notice. No, I wouldn't. And probably people will say because I'm already in the UK, but I wouldn't do it, because there are people, if they really need you to come to the UK, that will not be a hindrance. They will negotiate it down. Even if it's maybe 6 weeks, but not 12 weeks. A month and 2 weeks, that would be much better. So please check that and discuss it with your agent. Third one, which is very common and it is really a hard one to deal with. You need to check how much money you are required to pay your company back should you leave before your contract ends. Normally, you will get a 3-year contract. That's the initial contract, because your visa will be a 3-year visa. They can't give you a contract beyond that. So you'll get your 3-year contract initially. Normally, most companies will detail, will write on your, pre-employment contract that should you leave us before the contract ends, you're going to pay us, the flight fee, the visa fee, immigration fee, even the probably accommodation fees for the first month when you come to the UK. All the fees that they will have, paid for you before you come to the UK, they'll expect you to pay them back before you leave. And these fees can be significant. They can be very high fees. It's not like you can say, okay, I'll just pay them. They can be significant. They range, between 6,000 to 10,000, 12,000, depending on what they've actually invested in, because that will include even the OSCE exam. And if you have failed the OSCE exam, maybe a receipt fee, all those things will be involved there. So the fee is significant. And you don't want to take up a contract that requires you to pay back significant amount of money, because that will keep you to the employer for a longer time, even when you're not happy. And mind you guys, these are just worst case scenarios. Most of the companies will be nice, okay? You'll enjoy your work here in the UK, but things happen, and it has happened. So just for you to be able to check how much money am I supposed to pay back. And let me tell you something, this is just an advice. They don't want to be in a payment plan with you. That is not an option. They don't want that. They will tell you that they want their money before you leave the company. So let's say you are serving a 1-month notice. They'll tell you that you have to pay that money before your notice ends. They'll give you a due date. They don't want to be in a payment plan with you. It becomes hard. I've seen a lot of people struggle with this. I've seen a lot of people losing, a lot of money, not getting paid their last salary and all those things, and which will affect you when you're in the UK. So please check how much money. And then, okay, the truth is you are not going to escape paying back the money. Okay, but then what I'm saying is check how much money you are going to be required to pay, and is it reasonable? And try to understand the fees before you sign. Try to understand what are the fees for, and why should you pay for this and why should you not pay for that before you sign. So that's why they give you the pre-employment contract for you to read, for you to seek advice, for you to, look at it, get time. Don't just sign because you're in a hurry to get your visa and leave the country. Make sure you check. It's very important. Some of us have learned the hard way. So it's important for you to check and ask questions. Ask your agent questions. Don't be scared. Just ask questions. They need you here, but you don't have to be that stranded. So just make sure you check everything. Very important. Those are the 3 things that I think you should check. There are so many other things you can check, but relating to the offer letter, this is the things that you should check. It's very important because I've been here for a few years now, and I've met few people who have struggled with that, and people who want to leave their employer and then they can't leave. It happened to me with my first employer. I had to pay a significant amount of money back before I left. So those are the things that you need to look at for you to have, to be able to settle in the UK with proper knowledge. And it's best to start in the right path than to come to the UK and learn the hard way. That's why we have these videos, to try to help you make a decision, an informed decision. I'm not an immigration advisor or any sort of a regulated advisor. I'm just giving you advice according to what I've met, what I've seen, and according to what has happened to me. So this is experience-based advice. And then guys, please, if you have more questions, you can just comment on the comment box below, and then I'll try by all means to answer all your questions. Guys, if you like this video, please just hit that subscribe button so that I can keep on uploading more. Thank you guys. Bye.